And joining us now to share his insights on the conference is Chin-Hao Huang. He's a research associate at the University of Southern California, focusing on international security regarding China and Asia. Thank you so much for joining us. I want to get your take. What do you expect to hear from Chinese President Xi Jinping as he is expected to address the summit on Wednesday?
Thank you. Well, I think there are two major themes that we can expect from Chinese President Xi's message and speech to the summit. The first thing really is that he will be emphasizing the positive, making sure that his colleagues and other heads of state understand that China's integration and role in the region cannot be sustained unless there is peace and security and stability, not only in the region, but also broadly in the global economy. So I think the emphasis that he'll be peddling when he goes to Jakarta and makes that speech is this continued emphasis and premium on the importance of global trade, economic transactions that will help transition a lot of these developing economies, including China, into a stronger foothold in the global picture. The second picture I think that he's going to emphasize on is the importance of regional security issues. And over there, it'll be interesting to see some of the reactions that we garnered from regional counterparts, especially the Indonesian president, with regards to China's increasing activism in the South China Sea.
I want to ask you about that because Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe says that he is ready to meet with President Xi on the sidelines if that is a possibility. Do you think that the current disputes there in the South China Sea could be a topic of discussion between the two or at the summit, regardless of whether these two leaders meet?
I think the two leaders meeting on the sidelines is a high probability. They will definitely rub shoulders with one another. It's a great avenue for them to show the regional leaders that both countries have an important role to play in the region in terms of stability and security. I think the substance of what will be talked about at that sidelines of the meeting is still a little unclear, but we should expect that the photo op opportunities and especially the chance for the two leaders to convey their sincerity to work toward regional peace, that's going to be an important message that both leaders are going to convey.
The first summit took place 60 years ago, giving birth to the Bandung Spirit. Tell us more about that, and do you think it is still relevant among today's bilateral relationships?
Well, things have changed clearly in the last 6 decades. I mean, the Bandung Conference in 1955 was created basically on the theme of decolonization and self-determination. Clearly, those themes are not as relevant today. We're out of the Cold War context. What we're seeing, though, today that's more important is how to better integrate the developing South, the developing economies, and giving them a firmer foothold in the global economy. So I think that's going to be the important message that Indonesia is spearheading, and definitely we'll see that resonate within the Chinese president's speech as well.
What do you think are some of the other key issues to watch during this summit? You know, we're talking about Asia, Africa, two of the largest continents. What are some of the political and economic issues that we could see here between meetings with these leaders?
I think the the two regions will be looking for a greater voice in the global economy, especially with regards to the emphasis on bringing the developing South into the global economy, more closely interconnected with the regional and global economy. And so I think the message of this new idea that the Chinese president has put forward, specifically the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, will resonate quite well with regional leaders. The idea of placing greater emphasis on infrastructure development is going to be very attractive to regional countries and leaders attending the summit, as well as the Chinese president's message to initiate a Silk Road economic corridor that's going to link South Asia, Southeast Asia to West Asia and Sub-Saharan Africa. So I think those two key messages are going to be quite central to the next few days.
All right, Chin-Hao Huang, thank you so much. We appreciate your time and perspective from Los Angeles.